So, hello once again to all those Infinity Characters fans out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about the new Star Wars Rebels characters. So, a few days before E3, Disney announced the addition of the characters from the new Star Wars Rebels animated series. To be honest, I knew about them. I see them in the stores. I see them advertised in the stores, but I've never actually watched a single episode. So, before recording this, I made sure I went back and watched every single episode. It's actually perfect timing because since the newest season, Season 2, also premiered recently on June 20, 2015. So, for those of you who don't know too much about these Star Wars Rebels characters or haven't seen any episodes yet, here's a short trailer.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen.
In a time of darkness, when fear ruled the galaxy,
Move along. This is a restricted area.
heroes will rise.
Entering hyperspace.
Destinies will collide.
Who is that kid?
And a rebellion will ignite.
I'm going to snuff out this spark before it catches fire.
What happened down there?
He did.
We need an opening. Found one.
Kid, stop!
Sounds like someone I used to know.
All troopers, focus your fire on the Jedi.
Our future is uncertain. But in time, a new hope will emerge.
Your parents must be worried sick.
I don't have parents.
The Force is strong with you, Ezra. Come with us. Learn what it truly means to be a Jedi.
What part of Blast Them did you not understand?
It's over, Jedi.
Not this time. Now!
The premiere of Star Wars Rebels. Join the rebellion. Coming this October on Disney XD.
Excuse the intrusion, Inquisitor, but I have encountered a rebel cell.
You did well to call.
Okay, so as you can see, Star Wars Rebels is an animated series produced by Lucasfilm Animation and it aired on the Disney XD channel. The start of the series is set 14 years after the Star Wars 3 Revenge of the Sith and 5 years before the events in Star Wars 4 A New Hope. It chronicles a group of Robin Hood-type space smugglers who make a stand against their local Imperial garrison during the early stages of the rebellion against the Galactic Empire. Although the adventures takes them to different places or different locations in the Star Wars universe, they fly around in a space freight ship known as the Ghost. They're mainly headquartered in the backwater planet of Lothal. It follows an updated visual style very much like its animated predecessor, Star Wars Clone Wars. So, the 6 main characters in Star Wars Rebels are as follows. So, first off, we have Ezra Bridger. He's a human around 12 or 13 years old, and he lives in the streets of Lothal after he was orphaned several years before because of the Empire. He survives mostly as a thief, as a pickpocket, and he reminds me greatly of the character of Aladdin that we were first introduced to the Star Wars Rebels universe when he crosses paths with the crew of the Ghost while they were trying to steal some cargo from their local authorities. The crew's leader, Kanan, he senses potential in Ezra to become Jedi, and he decides if he can convince Ezra to change his ways. Ezra starts off as a very immature and self-centered young lad. This is probably because he was hardened by the realities of being orphaned and left to fend for himself at such a very young age. But it's through the selfless actions of the crew that helps him open his eyes and reflect upon his own perspective and purpose. He sports an energy slingshot on his wrist, and later graduates to a lightsaber that serves both as a lightsaber and a pistol. Next, we have Kanan Jarrus. Back when he was much younger, during the time of the Clone Wars era, he was known as Caleb Dume, or Dume, D-U-M-E. He was a Jedi Padawan under the instruction of the Jedi Master Depa Bilyaba. It was until the issuance of Order 66. That order was to execute all the Jedi, where he was forced to run away just as his master was being slaughtered by the Imperial troopers. Because he was unable to formally graduate as a Jedi, he has had to do a lot of learning on his own. Best described as a cowboy Jedi, he is not a traditional Jedi and has to resort to a lot of unorthodox ways to get the job done. Nowadays, he finds himself as the de facto leader of the ragtag rebels in the freight ship known as the Ghost, as well as trying to hide his Jedi past. It was until his encounter with the young Ezra that he decides to pull out his lightsaber from storage and take on a new Padawan and become a willing but apprehensive teacher. He is armed with a two-piece dual-face lightsaber and a DL-18 blaster. A nice quick fact is the person who voices Kanan is actually Freddie Prinze Jr. So next up we have Sabine Wren. She's a human teenage Mandalorian. Mandalorians are warriors of various species, which commonly serve as mercenaries or bounty hunters. That's probably why she sports a helmet, very similar to that of Boba Fett, only with a more lively and stylish decorations. She's a graffiti artist by nature, and she takes pride in expressing herself in her colorful appearance, like her hair and her costume, and through her actions of spray painting or tagging walls and rigging devastating explosions that burst forth in a rainbow of colors. She serves mainly as the scout or spy or demolition experts of the group. Up next, we have Zeb Orrelios. He's a Lasat honor guard from the planet of Lasan. His species is actually one of the first alien races to rebel against the Empire, but as a result, his species or his kind was massacred to near extinction and made as an example to all those who would consider going against the Empire. This would probably explain his extremely gruff and ill-tempered attitude, which often leads him to uncontrollable bouts of rage and violence. His pointy ears, snub nose, and angled legs, as well as his natural ability to climb walls and obstacles, make him very similar to that of a very large feline, and he serves as the muscle of the group. His appearance is actually based off some early concepts for the character of Chewbacca. Zeb carries a bio rifle, which was the traditional weapon for the Lasat honor guard. Most notably missing from the lineup of characters was Hera Syndulla. She's a Twi'lek from the planet of Ryloth, and she's actually the owner and the pilot and the captain of the starship Ghost. Twi'leks have a mainly humanoid appearance with two very distinct tentacle-like appendages that protrude from the back of their heads, which they use for communication and cognitive functions. And I remember them most noticeably in Return of the Jedi. One of the slave girls of Jabba the Hutt was a Twi'lek. She's actually the daughter of Cham Syndulla, who was a character from the Clone Wars animated series and was opposed to the Empire even during the early years. She has a very special and professional partnership or relationship with Kanan, where they seem to be able to trust and respect each other's opinions and decisions with absolutely no questions asked. Another character that was missing was Chopper, or C-110P. He's the astromech droid that was created by Hera. He was probably given the name Chopper because due to the fact that the rebels have limited resources, he's actually an older model droid that was patched up mainly from scrap or chopped up parts. He was best described as if R2 was your favorite dog, Chopper is a cat. He's quite finicky and temperamental. He always finds a way to get the job done, even if it's through his own way. Seeing as Disney is not releasing the more famous droids such as C-3PO and R2-D2 as physical figures and only making them available as in-game characters, I'm not very optimistic that we will ever see a physical figure for Chopper. However, it would be very nice to be able to get a physical figure for him to round off the entire set. Also, if they were ever to release a playset based on the Star Wars Rebels characters, I'm hoping that I'm even betting that the playset piece would be that of the Ghost. Nevertheless, even if they don't get their own playset, The good news is these characters are unlockable in both the Star Wars playsets, in Twilight of the Republic and Rise Against the Empire. So when I say that they're unlockable characters, they're much in the same fashion when just like in the Guardians of the Galaxy playset, you had to collect all these coins, these Iron Man coins, to be able, like 10 of coins, to be able to unlock that character and play that character within that playset. So I guess that's it again for now. Thank you very much to those Infinity Characters fans out there. We've got some more videos. I've got another video lined up with more information about the Star Wars playsets. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on these Star Wars Rebels figures. So together we can fight the Empire. Thank you and stay tuned.